Did you hear about the recession that is coming? I mean, I certainly have. I've been hearing about a recession for the past few years. Everyone is so rattled right now. So I felt I really have to do something about this. At the end of this, you're going to see why this fear of recession should not be something that will hold you back from taking advantage of the opportunities that are still out there today. Before we go any further, let's talk about what is a recession. Here's what a recession means. A period of temporary economic decline during which trade and industrial activity are reduced, generally identified by a fall in GDP in 2 successive quarters. So based on that, a recession is really something on paper. Nothing in it suggests the world's going to fall apart. All your investments are going to crash. None of that suggests that a recession will cause any of that. And I think what it is because of 2008, it was a rough one. I think everyone's still traumatized. But as long as you get out of that mentality, move on from that trauma, I think you're going to see a world of opportunities out there. In the next few meetings that we're going to have here, I'm going to go over the opportunities that we're going to be seeing in the next decade. But today, I'm only going to focus on this recession that everyone's fearing. Let me ask you this. Is it true during the winter time, when all those holiday festivities are going on and are being planned in advance, that it is generally known as the season where people get colds, right? You most likely had a cold during those times, during Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and all those Christmas parties that go on between dinners, ugly sweater parties. But does that stop you from making any plans for those activities? Well, a recession is just like that. It's essentially like a cold. We all know it's going to come sooner or later. It's in history books. It's in business cycles. It's already expected. It's just like every year during holiday seasons, we expect to get a cold. But will that stop us from enjoying coffee, holiday festivities, going to the gym, going to work? A little cold isn't going to stop you from all of that. So why should the rumor of recession stop you from taking advantage of opportunities out there? And let me put it this way. Even if you didn't have a cold and you went to the holiday party or activity that you were going to go to, you may not even enjoy it, even if you did not have a cold. And even if you had a cold, you can still enjoy that holiday activity. So what I'm trying to say is, even with a recession, your investments can still go up. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go down. You can still come out on top, even with a recession. And you know what the good news is this time, even if there is a recession? This time, the banks are going to survive. You're not going to see any big crashes. When I say banks, I mean the big banks, of course. They've been stress tested and they've been made sure they're capable of surviving another recession. That way they can go ahead and still stimulate the economy, continue the lending activities, so people can continue with the acquisitions and property values will continue being maintained. So that's another protective layer we have. The banks are stress tested and they have enough cash reserves to survive. Again, the recession is really like the common cold that you're going to get every single season. I remember when I was a child, I have a little cold. Mom would not let me go out, would not let me play. And looking at that, it's really silly. It doesn't stop me from enjoying the activities that I want to do. So don't let this coming recession hold you back from any opportunities that you see out there. This coming recession is going to be like a few sneezes compared to the bad flu we had in 2008. There's a lot of opportunity out there while a lot of other investors are sitting out. But one thing you do have to keep in mind is this. You have to bring your mentality to today. The treasury rates today are between about 1.5 to 1.7, and I see this for the foreseeable future. So you have to understand the returns that you're going to get today is not going to be the same as yesterday. So you really do have to take your mentality to today. And that's how you're going to be able to take decisive action now. before the ship sails away. That's it for today. I'll catch you next time.